Hi, I'm Alexandra, a psychic spiritual counselor, and welcome to Alexandra's Psychic Eye. Chi, the universal life force, is the energy that enables life, encourages spiritual focus, communication, allows us to get in touch with the spirit within. To focus on that energy that lurks within us all is to allow that ultimate connection to the God force. This force flows within us, all despite who we are, what we do for a living, our social status, or gender. It is uniquely a part of our being. It is what remains even when our bodies are no longer here. And today, we will take a look at methods that may help us experience that peace we all seek in our lives. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Alexandra's Psychic Eye. Today, we will be exploring the ancient disciplines of martial arts and meditation. We're fortunate to have two very knowledgeable individuals here who have studied and trained extensively, lending their expertise and special philosophy to others. Sufi Rudy Curry has been studying martial arts for 29 years and teaching for 22 years, presenting both a spiritual and philosophical approach to the various martial arts techniques. Sufi Lin began his training at the age of 8 in Taoist meditation and Qigong practices, and for the past 20 years, he has been taught by various Taoist and Buddhist teachers. His training consisting of various practices in meditation. He has also treated patients with transference of energy as part of his ongoing training. They are both dedicated teachers, inspiring others each and every day. And welcome to our show. We're really happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome. Your outfits are really, I don't know if the camera can really capture them, but they're so beautiful and unique and different. So maybe before we talk about anything, Rudy, maybe you can speak about what you're wearing, what inspired. It's like a silk almost kimono with a dragon on it in blue. Does it have any special meaning in terms of your work?
Well, it's a basic kung fu suit or uniform or dress gear that Chinese people usually wear, but the dragon is to represent the martial arts, and the dragon also represents the spirit in Chinese culture also. So this blue happens to be my favorite color.
Yes, it's mine too. I love it.
Okay.
It's great. Lynn, that is the most unusual outfit from top to bottom, okay? And really, I don't know if people can see, if you could stand up just a little.
Sure.
Your mic, so be careful.
It's
But
already.
yeah, it's quite something. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about
I
the
got
history of it, and this is not just for the show. This is how you dress.
Yeah, it
even
is.
in the shower.
Almost.
Okay.
So when I hang the clothes out to dry, I'm
I
usually on the line
understand.
itself.
I got it.
Yeah, I got it in a thrift shop right around the corner. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. You had this made up special.
I had this made, fitted and made. Basically, it's a Qing dynasty clothing. That's the style of it.
Really?
Right, and it was one of the last dynasties in China, but I kind of like just the way it fits and covers the body. It kind of keeps the mind still and keeps the emotions pretty steady, so you get a better hold on things.
Well, I can feel that. I mean, I feel peace and tranquility in the blue, because blue does that to people. And with yours, I just feel I don't know why, but it's just very soothing. Somehow. There's no real explanation. Now, you're both highly accomplished in this area. Rudy, let's begin with you. what inspired you to go into this field? It's unusual, and yet, nowadays, spirituality, meditation, all that, but kind of what you do is a little unusual. So maybe you can tell us how you got into it and why and exactly what you do.
Okay, well, I started studying martial arts when I was a kid. We saw a lot of things on TV, and in my neighborhood was a kind of rough area, so we used to fight a lot, but I never was really a violent person, and, I was kind of a bookworm type of guy, and I was very peaceful. We were brought up in the religious church, but I had leanings in other directions, so I had a few experiences and that kind of made me become a sort of an angry person. And my ego was very big, so somehow I stumbled into psychology, and that led me into philosophy. But then something in the Western philosophy, it was good. I didn't quite click with it, so I started studying Buddhism for a little while. And then the Buddhist practice led me to seek out the deeper levels of the martial arts, because the karate and all of the hard, rough stuff, I never saw anything like what you saw in the movies. You see the old guys able to just control people without having to hurt them. So one of the main principles was mercy. So I said, well, I wanted to learn martial arts, but I wanted to learn something that had a healing effect and gave me options, because I didn't really want to hurt people.
What made you want to do something that would heal people? Because that's kind of like a calling. Something has to trigger that feeling.
Well, I grew up around a lot of sick people, and
I
a lot
hear
of
you.
us,
Okay.
I've seen what goes on in hospitals. I grew up. You've
I
seen.
knew you were going to mention hospital.
Yes, we had lots of
I was waiting for
relatives
that.
and friends, and like I said, studying Oriental medicine, I had knew of acupuncture, I knew of herbs, and I knew there were alternative ways of doing things. But I actually met psychics and healers when I was younger, and experienced quite a few things that people wouldn't even believe if I was to tell them some of these things.
Really? I
Yes.
could just imagine. Now, martial arts has always been considered a fighting form, yet there is a spiritual side to it. And what would you both say to that? How do you, how can we say to people, well, martial arts is spirituality? It's, because most people think of it as, beating people up.
Well, there's in China, basically, different forms of martial arts were through different schools of how it was, you can say, cultivated. You had the external, and you had the internal, right? Now, I'll talk about on the Taoist aspect of why there's a Taoist internal kung fu is because when the monks were traveling from monastery to monastery, they needed to protect themselves. If their body was broken, how are they going to cultivate? How are they going to sit in meditation? How would they make themselves
Interesting.
be energetically proper if they're broken arm or if they can't fight to protect themselves? At least protect the monastery from
That's
thieves.
an interesting, no one would even think of that, that they had to. Now they're showing a picture. What is that a picture of there?
Oh, that's in our kung fu school in Brooklyn.
Is that you?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, your outfit is off.
It's different, right? Because
You have
if I'm in
legs.
that low
There are
stance
legs there.
and I step on this, I'm going to fall over.
Okay.
That's just one of the pole forms in Wing Chun.